the two gatekeepers. And that section we are reading. So, the obstruction of the Kumaras they reached, and this Rishi Kumaras, Shuka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumar, Sanatana, these are the four Rishi Kumaras. They then cursed. They cursed by the Kumaras. What is now that part we are reading starts with verse number 32. So it says, the sage said, what the sage said? In this sphere, where one person who has for long practiced the devotional disciplines and served the Lord intensely can find a place, how is that perverse one like these have come in? The Lord is the embodiment of peace. That these boys, two guards, how they enter into the heaven. So arrogant, they don't understand, no sensitivity. If you are done enough punya karma, good work, then you will be only go to heaven, is it not? And not ordinary heaven. But the abode of the Lord Narayana is the highest heaven. And there the Lord, how much purity of your heart should be there. So you should understand. Some holy man, what are the holy people, how they are spiritually elevated. At least that little sense should be there, and you should behave with them properly. And he said, how these people in this sphere where only persons who have for long practiced the devotional disciplines and served the Lord intensely can find a place. How is that the perverse ones like these two people have come here? The Lord is the embodiment of peace and devoid of all enmity and antagonism. And Vaikuntha means a place where there will be no enmity and there will be no antagonism. A place, the mind will be such that these are the type of people they can go and stay over there. That's why it's called Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means Bigato Kuntha. Bigato Gan Kuntha. This enmity, that egoism, all this gone. But these people have full of ego and full of antagonism. How can you suspect that anyone with evil intentions against such a one will come over here? You are the guards, you should know. Here, ordinary people cannot come into this sphere of reality. They might have done good spiritual practice. That's why they come over here. They cannot get any entry into this plane. So, these qualities within you, and that means you have these qualities, you yourself possess these qualities within you in abundance, making you feel the same with regard to others, because your mind is polluted. You are God, you have the power, and you think that your mind is polluted. So, with that eye, you are looking at us also. So, Rishi Kumaras are thinking this way. The Lord who holds the whole universe in himself, wise men see no difference, as one part of the sky is not found to be different from the another part. Such being the case, how has fear, which is the result of seeing difference, arisen in you, making you feel the need of protecting the Lord, as if you are the protector of the Lord? Who Lord is protecting the whole universe. And because of that, he is the Lord, but you think that you are going to protect him. You don't allow anybody, unless Lord will be impure or Lord will get hurt. No? How arrogant are you? How can it be? Therefore, 34th verse. We have decided to reform you. So I will like to correct you. Reform you. Who are not, no doubt, the servants of the Lord. We are also servants of the Lord. We want to correct you. Who are no doubt the servants of the Lord, but are possessed of a poor and impure intelligence. You are possessing intelligence which is poor intelligence. So we need to correct you so that you will be fit candidate to stay here in the heaven. You are excommunicated. That's the order. You are excommunicated from this realm because of your separatist outlook. You are separate. You should be Samadorsi. Those who come into the higher plane, they should have the equanimity in vision. But you are coming over here, seeing that incompetent people, or because we are not well dressed, because we are not gorgeous in our attire, you think as ordinary, but you don't know the holiness. So you are excommunicated from this realm because of your separatist outlook and are condemned to occupy inferior regions which are under the domain of the evil passions like sexuality, anger, and greed. So you will be thrown into a plane where worldliness will be much more. You are not fit to stay in the heaven, high heaven, where there is the possibility of pure people can stay. Heart should be purity, full of purity. So you are excommunicated to that plane where you fit in. Anger, frustration, and all these negative things, worldliness. The attendance of Srihari, now recognizing in these ominous words that irresistible and irremediable curse of a Brahmana, now fell at their feet in the great fright and repentance. Now, these attendants, understanding this curse, they fell down at the feet of the Rishi Kumara. Oh, sir, please, I have done something. Because they understood that how these people can curse in this strong word that you are unfit here, you have come over here. So we curse you, go down to that plane where you are fitting. No? Leave like that worldly thoughts and your anger. Please be fit in that plane, not in this plane of Vaikuntha, the plane of the holiness, plane of the Narayana. Now the attendants then said to this curse, what they said, 36 verse. 36 says, what you have done is only to inflict a deserving punishment on sinners. We have nothing to say against the infliction of it, as it will destroy our sin of disobeying the Lord's command. But though we are doomed to a precipitous fall from our present state, grant that we may not, by virtue of your sympathy and goodwill towards us, be deprived of our mind's capacity to remember Him always. Okay? So now only we beg. We know we have done something wrong, but we want that we'll be corrected. For my good, you have done that. But I beg that give me that wherever I go, I don't forget God, even for a split second. For a split second. That is the reason. So you may put me wherever in hell or whatever punishing areas, but this much I need your grace to bless me with the curse you have given, that is irrevocable. Because it is believed that whatever comes out of the holy people, that becomes true. So whatever your rishis or Shuka Sanat Kumar or such sages, so if you have said this, it will happen. But give the boon so that I forgiveness, and give the blessings that I can not forget God, this Narayana, a split second in a million. So now question comes, that's why they became born as all these demons, Ravana's time in one way, and in the other incarnations, taking the very bad plea role. And what they because of their past good karma, they have their royal king and other thing, and power also very strong, and they're always fearful about Krishna or the Lord who is going to be born, like the Krishna's time, and Kamsa. Kamsa day and night thinking, oh, my, he who will kill me is being born somewhere. Is the eighth child of Devaki. Maybe, who knows, the first child. So thinking of it, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna is born, Krishna is born. He's seeing Krishna everywhere. If you love someone, you don't think of him. If you hate someone, then you think of him more. Someone loves you may forget and ignore. But if there is a dangerous person who is going to kill you, your head has been declared. So that anyone brings the head, I will give $1 billion. Big guys are there in the world. So he always keeps so many guards around and this and always thinks someone is going to kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. Their life is really, but here they are thinking of Lord Krishna. He is coming to kill me. So thinking of him day and night, they become relieved from their curse. That will be the later incident, later note. Now, description of Mahavishnu's form in 213 page, verse number 37. Also, it is very important what we get the training that many times it happens that to be in a very high level with high level of spiritual people, very difficult. They get arrogant. In many places, you'll find that because those who are, they think that their power, it is not their power. People come to the Lord who is there to see him, to get his darshan. And guards have greater responsibility how to persuade them, how to tell them. If you don't want to go, okay, they are pestering, you go and tell the Lord, this person has come. What shall I do? No, he's again and again telling like that. No, why you take the rude and unkind decision? People forget that. So this is a lesson how to be in the world also. This is another world who are very close to the high power, very powerful people. Those are they are more powerful is their guards. Powerful man, you can meet him and you see that he's so easy. But the guards are very powerful. They will check you and then you give you, and so that in the world it happens, but in spiritual world it should not be like that. That's the point. So 37 verse says, the Lord who is dear to all good souls, coming to know about the high-handedness of his attendants against the holy men, hurried to the spot which is concert Sri, their mother Lakshmi. Lakshmi and Narayana. Narayana came to know, this has happened, how the message went to and he then hurriedly came back to the whole Rishi Kumaras, and with Mother Lakshmi came, both of them came. Moving on his holy feet, which are the quest of the great sages like the Paramahamsas. With the feet walking, as if the feet of the Lord is the chest jewel and the heart of the holy people. Holy people meditate on the feet of the Lord. And that Lord of the universe, he walked down. The description is very poetic. This Bhagavat is a poetic expression as par excellence from Sanskrit side, from description side, poetry side. No, poetry means what? There is one beautiful flower. The poet will make it a whole poem. And describing ha hu, ha. So all small things, that's the poetic imagination. And they'll describe the feet is like that of a flower or like a rose, and the eyes are like that of sea. And they'll go on describing now. So it is very Flowery, we call flower. In early days, that was even when we are just our childhood period, there was a language was different, flowery language. The people, if you can say something in a flowery language, that was accepted. Uh, but the generation, different generation, that is the style of different. But poetry is always, and this is the greatest poetry in the whole world. So the sages now saw standing before their eyes him whom they were in the habit of meditating upon in their heart. And these Rishi Kumaras, they were meditating on God, and that with the walking with that feet, and the Lord stood before them, is just overwhelmed to see whom they are meditating, imagining that it will be like that and seeing in front of them, whom they were in the habit of meditating upon in the heart. His attendants had brought all his paraphernalia. They held two swan like chowries on his side. You know what is that chowri? And over him a moon-like ceremonial umbrella with dangling pearls filaments on the fringes. That means even the what you call the umbrella is also so gorgeous. Have you seen the South Indian temple god? Have you seen?
Yes.
In the temple there are umbrellas. It's made of gold. Gold will be hanging here, then there, and this that simple umbrella to cover your head so the sun does not heat you. But that is itself a very costly and worth seeing thing, no? So, like the dangling pearl filament on the fringes, which released cool drops of water under the influence of the gentle breeze. To make the cool, so nectar is dropping there like that. So, beautiful description. That means umbrella, one holding the umbrella. Main thing is that. 38. His benignant face pleased all the sages and the attendants. No? His face of the Lord Narayana pleased everyone when he appeared. All auspicious qualities and excellences seemed to be centered in him, means in the Lord. The sweetness and benevolence he cast by his look touched the hearts of all. And he just the Lord come and look like that, and that soothed their hearts of the sages and the attendants. With Sri, his mother Lakshmi, shining on his broad chest, bluish in complexion, he rendered luminous his abode of Vaikuntha, which is the crest jewel of the universe. His sumptuous waist was covered with a yellow cloth held in the position by a brilliant waistband like that. One cloth like the description, how the Lord looks, how the dress, what dress he wear, how his look, how his uh, umbrella, and they will go to the much more description. So he and on whose chest a floral wreath attracting large numbers humming bees. Humming bees is not pleasing for us, but humming bees is good there. Because humming bees are then is flower.
Music.
Flower of very high fragrance flower. He's wearing some garden. So they are like that, humming bees. And of his two arms bedecked with precious bracelets, one whose placed on neck of Garuda, his eagle vehicle, and other held in it a play lotus, which he twirled about, holding a lotus twirling around. His cheeks and his nose were smooth enough to reflect the radiance of the fish-marked earrings, splendors. Earrings, it is reflecting there, like lightning. Wow. His diadem was studded with numerous precious gems between his arms, on his chest were the necklace of precious pearls, and on his neck he sported the jewel known as Kaustuva Moni. He's having some Kaustuva. All gorgeous, because God, the abode of all, and Mother Lakshmi is. her his attendant. So naturally, all wealth is there in Narayan. 42 verse. His devotees found in him a revelry of beauty that humiliated the pride of the Indra to be the center of all beauty. Seeing this form of the Lord revealed for the worship of all, including myself, Shiva, and all your devotees, the sages continued to look at him with unsatiated eyes and then prostrated themselves before him in the fullness of joy. So, seeing this, they are overwhelmed and their hearts full desire is fulfilled as it were, they prostrated at the feet. Now the fragrance of the tulasi leaf. Tulasi leaf is very only it grows in heaven. Tulasi leaf does not grow in everyone's home. Only it grows where devotional family they can grow tulasi. Huh? So tulasi is Lord Narayan's most favorite. Yeah, what is called? Most favorite offering. We every time we do some tulasi. Tulasi it is itself is pure. You did not have to. When you offer anything, we purify that thing and then offer. But for tulasi is pure itself. You need not have to purify the tulasi again. And tulasi gives us devotion, love, devotion to God. The fragrance of the tulasi leaves offered by the votaries mixed harmoniously with the devotional stimulant of the pollen of his lotus feet, and when it entered the hearts of those sages through their noses, even their minds and bodies were overcome with the devotional sentiment, in spite of their being poised in Akshara, the changeless absolute. Though they are much attracted to the changeless absolute, but listening this pure fragrance of the tulasi leaf enter in their nose, and their devotion becomes full of surge of devotion came in their heart. After viewing 44, to their satisfaction, the Lord's blue lotus like face. So they are overwhelmed to see the Lord standing before them. So fully satisfied, blue lotus like face, lit with a smile, revealing his jasmine like teeth, and then looked at and contemplated on his feet with their red ruby like nails. His feet with their red ruby like nails. Nails are also ruby like. Because it's God, everything ruby, everything gold, everything jewel, uh, everything there, pearl and this and that, everywhere. The whole wealth is there. It indicates that God, in God, everything. That's why if one realizes God, he can get everything. Yeah. Money, wealth, everything can be got. It's just
And
because
it also shows like that when these things were composed, written at that time, India had a lot of
wealth.
prosperity and all these things, wealth and everything, wealth. Before all this Islam and British, all these kind of things.
That is true. India's full. How much was there? All of the people who what you call conquered India in different times. They stole away all billions and trillions of such jewelry and this and that. And kings also would have. And they say that's why sometimes God is considered Raj or Rajeshwara. You are the Raja of the all Rajas, the king of all kings, the emperor of all emperors. No? So naturally, he will be full of all this expression of this beauty and grandeur. 45. Then the sages recited a hymn. After seeing this beautiful form and beautiful dress and beautiful fingernail, these eyebrows, all this description, we got it before also. But this now they wanted what they will do. No, say, oh Lord, you are so great. Hello, you are so big. You are infinite. You are this. You are that. Yeah, all the praise will come now. So they were with the emotion. They started praising the Lord Narayana. So the sages recited a hymn praise to that revelation as Purushottam. He is a Purushottam, Uttama Purusha. Uttama is the supreme amongst all Purushas, who is the object of quest for all who tread the path of yoga, is the goal of attainment of this all yoga practice, whose form is blissful to the eyes and commands the adoration of all, and who is the naturally endowed with various yogic powers which it is difficult for others to possess. Other people can practice yoga, huh? But they cannot get this power what the Lord Narayana has. He is the Yogishvara. He is the Ishvara, the Lord of yogis. That means no one can excel him. By yogic practice, people may get beautiful higher powers, and but no one can excel the power which the Lord Narayana has. Now they started the Kumaras, the four Kumaras, Shukra Sanandan, Sanat Kumara, Sanatana, these are the four. So they now hymn, recited the hymns by the Kumaras, 46 verse. The Kumaras said, Sanskrit will be of course beautiful. These are the praises. Then the Rishi Kumaras, Kumarauchu, the Kumaras said, but they chanted, Jo antarhito ridi gatopi duratmanam tang sodaivo no nayanamulam anantaradha jaryevo karna vivarena guhangatuna pitranubudnitarha bhavad udbhavena. He said 46 verse, O infinite being, O Narayana, you are infinite. You, who, though present in the hearts of all, are not experienced by evil-hearted person. Your antarhidi, the Lord resides in the heart of anta, innermost reason of the heart of all, you, me, everyone. But not experienced, we cannot experience. Why? By evil-hearted person, whose heart is evil. Evil means who have negative thoughts, who are imperfect, who have not purified their body, mind, and soul by repeating God's name and prayers and meditation or selfless work. সেই জন্যে অন্তর্হিত অন্তর্হিত হৃদি গতপি হৃদি গতপি, being residing in everyone's heart, but he's antarhit, as if he's not present. See, in us, where is God? Because we are doing everything. But Jo antarhidi is residing in the heart of everyone, but still who feel the God is not there as there. That God are not experienced by evil-hearted persons, has verily appeared today before our very eyes. What a great fortune. You, the Lord, who come only before the pure-hearted soul, and you are here in front of me. You have appeared before me. Upon us, not even me. This perhaps is not to be wondered at, since you had entered into our hearts much earlier through our years when we received the instructions from our father Brahma. Brahma created and Brahma praised Narayana. So by that time when we came, we already heard your glory before. So it is already you have entered that way some conception in our heart about the mystic glory of yours. I have heard from my father Brahma. We know, we the 46 Kumaras, they are all the devotees saying, we know it is you alone who are the supreme spirit that has taken this form of pure sattva, sattvika form. There are different forms, no? Sattvic, Rajas, and Tamas. This is the most sattvika form, generating infinite joy in the hearts of devotees. You are realized as much in the hearts of the sages who are endowed with renunciation and knots of whose hearts have been cut asunder by the firm and devoted practice of disciplines of bhakti. which you yourself have revealed to mankind out of your grace. No? So you are realized as such in this way that you are the Lord of yogas and Lord of all, you are the Supreme Spirit. Who can realize that? Of the sages. The sages who are endowed with renunciation, not every sage. Every sage is trying to realize God. But those sages who have been successful in endowed with the renunciation and the knots of whose hearts have been cut asunder. I mean, they have no bond with the world and worldliness. That type of pure soul, they have realized it. Asunder by the firm devoted. How? By the firm devoted practice of the disciplines of bhakti. Bhakti practice they have done, following the scripture, and they have done long time. Their heart is purified. They can only understand you, O beloved Lord, 48, you worshipful one. You are the only worshipful one, no? And you are the Lord of the universe. Your devotees who have taken shelter at your feet and who are intelligent and sensitive enough to understand and feel the incomparable sweetness of your excellences as revealed through the creative and redemptive activities, rejective and moksha. People don't want to get liberation, no? That's why it is said to a bhakta, Diyomanang nagrinnanti. Even they are given, Acha, I give you liberation. The bhaktas don't want liberation. They want to keep a little separated. Advaita Vedanta will say, merging into the Lord is the ultimate. But the devotees will say, no, I want to keep a little separation so that I can enjoy the bliss. If I get merged, then I'm not dead. No? The sugar, the doll, salt doll, if it gets into the water, then it is dissolved. So better to see. Ramakrishna said, I don't want to be sugar, but I want to taste the sugar. There is a big discussion on this point. Which is higher? To be one absolutely absorbed in Brahman is higher. Or keeping a little separation is good. Huh? You are seeing just, you can merge an infinite ocean of joy and you are just keeping a little separation. You can feel the joy being separated because your trace of mind to experience, as you say, experience. Experience is done through what? Through the senses. You need your mind. Something still to be there. And total annihilation of all this experience and other things. You will be that when you merge into it. So which is higher? Bhaktas will say this is higher. Gyanis will say, again to separation. Separation is bad. Because separation has always pangs of separation, feeling of pain, agonies, and that pain of separation is there. Sometimes again you merge, sometimes you become again frustrated. Oh, I have not seen. Let's see the Radha's condition. How much Radha crying. Oh, when you look come, I am whole day and night waiting. And Radha does not eat anything, does not look at anything. Is it good? But separation is bad. And Radha Krishna Milan, at the end of the music in Kirtan, they had to sing Radha Krishna ultimately met and there. So which is good? This is good or this is good? Anyhow, and we are reading Bhakti book, so this is good. Keep a separation from God and to enjoy, keeping little separation. But Ramakrishna said, you cannot do much. If you go close to that, it is a magnet mountain. There is little needle. How much you want to keep separate? You cannot separate. It will stuck. It will just catch it, become one. But anyhow, no, we did not have to think in that way. It is bhakti. So let us be moksha. They don't want any moksha. Liberation. Liberation means you will merge into God. Your little drop will merge into the infinite ocean. You become infinite. I am that. No. And who will say I am that? That also will go. That means that unity, absolute unity. But here, I am your servant. You are my father. I am your child. You are my baby. I am the mother, Jashoda and Krishna. So, your creative and redemptive activities, reject even moksha, considered as your highest gift in preference to your service. I want to serve you, O Lord, not to be merged into you. And who will serve? If you get merged, you cannot serve God. So I want to serve that service. How little will they then care for boons that bestow joys of perishable worlds which come and go at the movement of of your brows? To all the joy and suffering in the world, it is like a blinking of your eyes. No, it comes and goes. But who will like that? I want to serve you and be your. That's why say that's Swabhav. They are talking of service means that's Swabhav. Like Hanumanji is to serve Ram. Swami Vivekananda said, Das tavu janame janame. I am your servant for this life and all the lives. So Lord, I'll be born again and again for the service of Sri Ramakrishna. Let us be born in any state of misery due to our misdeeds. We don't care for the sufferings of it. Or if our mind should even then delight only in your feet, as honeybees do to the flowers. If our ears would always be filled with nothing but the sounds of conveying your excellences, and if like the humble tulsi leaves, our words will derive any worth solely due to their connection with your feet. This 49 verse. This is very prayer. O Lord, let us be born in such a way in any state. You give us misery, suffering, no? Any state of misery we may be due to our misdeeds we have done, maybe. When you are born means there will be some negative things also, no? Gold, 10% pure gold is no, you cannot make any ornament. You want to make an ornament, you have to put some alloy. So you are Sachidananda, then you cannot be come into the name and form. To come into the name and form, little tamas is to be added to it, little rajas is to be added to it. So rajas and tamas and sattva, the three gunas, they constitute the creation. It is God's power. That's called the Maya in Vedanta. No? So let us be born in any state of misery due to our misdeeds. We do not care for the suffering, being born in another life, no, as you are human being. That's the prayer that this even the Kumaras are saying. If I be here, it not be here in another plane, lower plane, but it matters little. If our mind should even then delight only your holy feet, my mind will be thinking of you and you and you only. Like the bees are always humming and sitting on the flowers, full bloom flowers. So let our mind also day and night think of your holy feet, holy presence. If our ears, let our ear, whatever we use our ear for, what? For news? Grammo Varta, Grammo Katha. Our Sri Chaitanya used to say, Grammo Varta na sunibe, Grammo Katha na kohibe. Don't listen vulgar words of the world through your ears. Listen only divine words, that means read the gospel, read Holy Mother, read Bhagavad, read. Keep as much as you can. In this world it is not possible. But keep your all the sense organs engaged to be focused in God, 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 God. That will be the quickest progress. That's why otherwise he said, the Bhagavad said, that your tongue is like your tongue is not sweet. We say so many sweet words in the world, no? But these are all worthless. It is like it is called the bad croaking voice of the, all our words are like the croaking experiences of the frog. Frog thinks that he is doing good job all night. All the gang or gang, gang or gang, gang or gang, whole night. And all the people are getting tired. So we talk about this, all the holy people get tired. What they talk then? How they can talk? We are reading Swami Vivekananda's with the disciple. No? Baba, he's walking, he's standing, he's sitting. What they are talking? All the high philosophers, how they can talk in such a level. Even in the big philosophical book you take and spend concentrated focus, you cannot understand the meaning. And spontaneously Swamiji is talking about that, with chit-chatting in the carriage. The carriage is going. When we move from one place to another place in the carriage, what we talk? All this worldly nonsense talk. And what Swamiji is talking to that Saras Chakravarti, wow, you have to read some, as if you are getting a good class, spiritual class in isolated Tapoba. That means this mouth is speaking on that. Ears are utilizing there because these are all to help us to lift the mind in God consciousness. So that is the thing. It is said that let us be born in any state of misery. I don't care for misery or suffering due to our misdeeds, but we do not care for the suffering of it. I don't care for the suffering which other lives may give. If our minds would or even then delight only in the fit, as honeybees do in the flowers, if our ears would always be filled with nothing but the sounds conveying your excellences, God's glory, the ear will be listening there. This is verse number 49. Sanskrit is beautiful, right? Anyhow, we have no time. And if, like the humble tulsi leaves, our words will derive any worth solely due to their connections with your feet. O Lord, O you, the all-renowned, your form now revealed to us can never be seen by impure minds. The revelation of it has brought to us the bliss of spiritual fulfillment. We salute you, the Supreme Being One, who, though imperceptible to men without self-control, has been pleased to reveal thyself to us out of your infinite mercy. People do so much austerity, prayer, and we only came at your door in the heaven, and you are so kind and you appeared before me. It is even yogis need to practice long practices. So here the prayer of the four Rishi Kumaras, and then for the appearance of Lord Narayana happened.
One question,
Huh?
question.
Question. Yeah, time is 10 minutes. How many questions?
One.
One. Shall I read any further? Okay, we can attend to that. Like 5 minutes. Let us read this. Now we are moving to the chapter 16. 15 chapter ends. Now the chapter 16. Page number 216. And the Lord on his relationship with holy men. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu, final settlement of their fate. So where they will go, they have cursed. And they are saying, please forgive. And all these things are gone. What ultimately will happen? So Narayana will settle that. So this is the chapter 16 for that. So it is Brahma then said, pleased with the words of the hymn, sages of the great spiritual attainment, the Lord, who has manifested himself in Vaikuntha to bless his devotees, said as follows. Now the Lord is responding to this praise. Lord is standing there and listening to the praise. Now Lord Narayana now talking to the four Rishi Kumaras and the other attendants. These two attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya, have misbehaved towards you in disregard of my command. O sages, what you who follow my ideas and intentions have pronounced as punishment for insulting holy men, I accept the validity of it fully. He's saying, you are my, my guards have made a mistake against my command, they have done. I never said that return anybody and drastically pull them out, but he has done this against my command, and what you have said, I fully accept that. I'm not blaming you that why did you get angry and why did you do that. Rather, I accept what you have done. As I look upon holy men as object of worship, I myself, the Lord of the universe, I look upon the holy people as an object of worship. Hmm? May I please you by asking your pardon. The Lord is begging pardon for the activities of his guards. For what my attendants did to you by way of insult, I deem it as done by myself. And this is also great character, you can check it. And the Lord is saying, forgive. If they have done means I have done. I'm my attendant. So if they have done some mistake, it's mine. That's the good officers take responsibility of everything. No? If any of his policeman does something, police officer says, sorry, it is my mistake. Governor says it's my mistake. No? Good people say like that. And God, Lord of the world, Narayana says it is, though they have done this, they have done, because though they have violated my orders, but it is done by me because they are my gods. For what my attendants did to you by way of insult, I deem it as done by myself. 5. When a servant does something wrong, the world attributes it to the master. And the disparate that one gets that way erodes one's good name as leprosy erodes one's skin. It is because you, holy men, that the holy waters of my name and excellences have come to possess that extraordinary sanctity, by virtue of which even one deep into it can purify the lowest of low. That means that you are describing the glory, excellences of me. By this description, or ordinary people will be purified by hearing this. So, that being the case, I will destroy anyone who works against you. O rishis, O four rishis, I will work against anyone who opposes you or your thoughts, your pure soul. Even if it be devas protecting the world, who are to me like my right hand. From the holy men contacting them have, have my feet derived their sanctity, and I have come to possess immeasurable excellences and power of destroying the sins of all. For the same reason does Sri Devi cling to me, though I am utterly indifferent to her. Mother Lakshmi is hanging upon me, but I am indifferent to that. That is God.
I hope he didn't say that in front of her.
But she is standing there. Mother is standing over there. But truth is truth. So I am utterly indifferent to her. Sri, for a favorable glance from whom all gods and men perform austerities. No? So the rich ghee-soaked offering of the masters of sacrifice in the sacrificial fire are not consumed by me with the same relish as the morsel of food I consume to the mouth of holy men who perform all their actions in dedication to me and eat their humble fare with relish. No, that means seeing people are doing so much homo fire with ghee and soaked in ghee and oblation. It is not pleasing to me. That the sages like you who live in the cosmic consciousness of the divine, your any simple sun offering, that is much more pleasing to me. That the water flowing from my feet is supposed to purify the whole world, including the moon crescent deity Maheshwara. Then all the Ganga came out of Vishnu's feet, no? The Lord Vishnu's feet. And that one, Vishnu's water was held by whom?
Or two.
the head of the Mahadeva, in the matted lock. The Ganga was locked. The lock means, otherwise, who will hold this heavy power descending, the heavy power of purity descending on the earth? That's why the Mahadev was requested and he hold in his lock and is locked. And then the stream came down from Gangotri, Gomukh and other areas. The water flowing from my feet is supposed to purify the whole world, including the moon crest deity of Maheshwara. Even then, I, possessed of an unlimited power and excellences of my Jogo Maya, carry the foot dust of holy men like you on my crowned head. I, from my feet, the Ganga which comes out, purifies the world. But I myself is saluting, putting my head down to you. You are the sages. You are the pure souls. You sanctify everything. That means you are more pure than that of me, as it were. No, he's going extraordinary love for these devotees. Who will not bear with the beings of such transcending holiness? The holy men, cows, and the poor and the forlorn are as dear to me as myself. Those, that's why you see, the holy men are dear to me, cows are dear to me, the poor people are dear to me, and forlorn, those who are not, nobody to look after, they are dear to me as myself. Those who view them as different and persecute them, such people who are blinded by their own sins will be torn into shreds by my edge-like emissaries who are as ferocious as serpents. If they insult these four, what the four?
Sanat Kumar.
Four men, cows, holy men, not men, holy men.
Holy.
Holy men you insult, God's your curse will come up. His emissaries will shred you to pieces. But what is happening? All these people are doing so much. They are not shredded, but they are shredding others. He will do it later on, maybe. But cows, so you should not insult the cows. That's why the whole of India respects cows as mother. That's why sensitivity grows from there. That I am, cows are like mother, and the poor and the forlorn. So, but this, well, say, I protect them. If even in the face of insult by a holy man, a person seeing my presence in him remains joyful at heart and puts on a smiling face and speaks to him with words full of love as they would do to me or his children. By such a person, I am attracted. If my devotees who are dedicated, like holy people, if they say something wrong and the other person can smilingly take it, I am very pleased with that person. For their overbearing conduct towards you, these two who are my servants and who have acted against my ideas and intentions have got a fitting punishment. Let them undergo the same immediately and come back to me afterwards. Let them go now. See how much detached. They are the attendants for so many years. They have made a mistake. And he should negotiate it with the rishis. But he said, well, let them go now because they insulted you. My head is bent on your feet. You are holy. You are holy people are like that. May you, O sages, be pleased that this period of separation of my servants from me is made as brief as possible. He is only pleading this much. You do that this separation from me, they are also devotees. For some reason, they have done some mistake. This separation does not longer long. It should be as little. You kindly do that much. This is a favor and blessing which you can easily grant. He is talking to the sages. There now, next time we'll read what Brahma said against all these stories. Brahma Vacho. Okay.
From the
Oh, huh?
It was what you ended.
Oh, I ended on verse number, book number 3.16.13 verse. 12 verse ended. 13 will start next. On page 275. 3.16.12 we ended. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Now there will be another class in 7:30, but now we have a few minutes of some questions. I have come. Let me see that question. I do not understand question. Vaikuntha. Does the devotee go there by worshipping Krishna? By worshipping Krishna, one goes to Goloka, and by worshipping Vishnu, one goes to Vaikuntha, as per Purana. That is true. You are right. But sometimes a Krishna and Golaka, they are made. Uh,
He only has a big phone.
huh?
The question is only on the big phone.
Oh, not on the north form.
No.
Oh, acha, acha. So, I don't understand Vaikuntha. Does the devotee go there worshipping Krishna? That is the point. Krishna is a one form. Yeah. Krishna has two hands and like a human form. And Krishna coming down from Narayana form. Narayana has four arms and all this, that description. So, which form you meditate? You meditate on Krishna form, then you go to Krishna Loka. Very simple. As your mind gets absorbed in one type of thought, you remain in that level. So if you worship Narayana with the forearm, with the diadem and all this glorious, the crown, we had the description, that type of that form, then you go to Vaikuntha Loka. So sometimes in this bhakti book, we make synonym. Krishna is equal to Narayana. As for example, now we think that same Narayana appeared to the father of Ramakrishna in Gaya Dham. There you see this, read the description. They all, with the four-armed Lord, appeared before before Sri Ramakrishna's father, this Shudhiram. And he said that I will be taking birth in your home, in your family, in your as you be child. No? So example there, that when he came, now it is Ramakrishna. So you do worship Ramakrishna. After deep concentration on Ramakrishna's meditation, you will go into a plane. If you are not told, you don't want liberation, total liberation. You want like a bhakta to enjoy the presence of the Lord. So you will go to the Ramakrishna Loka. And then they go to the Krishna Loka. But are they different? Because it is the same Narayana taking one form as Rama, the same Narayana taking from Krishna, then some Narayana taking from Ramakrishna. So what is the difference? Difference is on the name and form and shape and how you look, how the appearance. That is the difference.
There is no such thing Krishna Loka. There is that Go Loka, that is a Go Brahman Hitaya Jagat Hitaya Krishna. So he was a Go Palo, the Go with a cowherd boy. So if you worship Krishna, it is Go Loka. It's not Krishna Loka.
So that's Goloka. Cow Loka? Tatu na. Goloka.
No, the name is the Goloka.
I am giving Krishna Loka. I am saying Krishna Loka, but it's Goloka. Goloka would be there. Anyhow, Baba, these are all, I mean, you have to understand the philosophy of it. As you think, so your mind gets colored in that coloring. Simple formula. You keep your mind like water. Put in a jar, it will take shape of the jar. Put in a bowl, it will take shape of the bowl. In a glass, it takes the shape of the glass. So similarly, if the mind is kept in pure thought of God, in which form, your mind will be happy to see that form tangibly. You love Rama form, you love Krishna form. So you, after death also, you live in that plane where your mind was there, and you live in that plane. People live in that mental world, is it not? Everyone lives in that mental world. So if it is God's form, even not God's form, in worldly sense you see, someone maybe we may be 20 people sitting here. We have our own liking things are different. Mentally we like this and that. So this is the abode of our mental condition when we live this physical, we live in the mental world, like dream in the mental level, no? So everyone sees the same dream, night time. Everyone sees their own dream. So when intense spiritual practice is done, their mind gets colored with the coloring of one aspect of the divine, one form of the divine. Yeah? And then after death, if they don't have total merging into Brahman, so they will live in their mental world, pure mental level, purer level. So I think these levels are for as much purity comes so much they and they also not in their plane also there are divisions. Salokko, Sarujjo, Sarsti. Some will be able to live in the same plane, same place where the Lord lives. No? Lord's palace and you live in next neighbor. So you may be more intimate, you will be a guard in the house of the Lord. You may be more intimate, you will be the servant in Ramakrishna, in Krishna Narayana's room to serve water, to bring this, that. No? These are the different ideas about closeness to God in whatever level. So I think they are ultimately then in a higher plane, and as one thinks, so lives in that mental concept. Okay, thanks for that question. I do not know whether you are satisfied with the question answer, but the duality is only in name and form. The truth is the one. Okay, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.
Are you going to take care